It's nearly Christmas time, and Santa Krown is here to to dump some girthy strategies in your nice stockings, which hopefully this can be of some interest to some people out there. We're going to be going over a 15 minutes long strategy only for Bitcoin, which you could apply to other things. You can optimize, you can change. But at the end of the day, I would suggest that if you're going to change it up, obviously backtest it as well, because its results are going to be different, of course. Anyways, all of the tools that we're going to be using today in today's video are available in the link in the description below, namely the Krown Quant automation and also the HPDR bundle. We also will be very likely having a sale starting Monday for Christmas, like official Christmas, running that for like a week or until like the new year, basically. Now the Krown Quant automation probably won't be on sale, but we will do a one-time purchase deal for that. And then for everything else, there will be 20% off as we typically do. All right, sweet. Let's jump right into it. First things first, I'm going to show you the results of this strategy over the past 2.5 years. This backtest goes all the way back towards July of 2021. To basically present day. And as you can see right here, this one has survived not just, the tail end of the last bull market, but also all of 2022, which saw, a couple of black swans embedded in there. And then of course, 2023 as well. Now you will notice first things first that around trade number 450 right here, things started to dump off quite significantly in terms of the results. It did retrace quite a fair bit actually, about a little bit more than 10% of the results right here, which is significant for sure. What happened around that time? Well, around trade number 450 was June of 2022, which is where Bitcoin really started to falter below 30,000 bucks all the way down to its current cycle low of about 15 and a half. Now, the whole time that we were seeing this go down towards the next low, the all-time low on the equity curve, literally just took about a month. So in about a month, a lot of those gains were wiped out, but that's just the nature of trading, using something like this, which yes, you can, if you use these tools, you can actually automate execution as well. So it's trust in the long term, not on a singular trade basis, and certainly not even on a monthly trade basis as well. As you can see right here, when those sort of more hefty events do happen, it is going to falter. It is going to struggle for sure. But even throughout the rest of 2022, which the first part of 2022 was pretty turbulent, and from July to the end of 2022 was also pretty turbulent as well. It actually did very well, or at least I would argue quite well. It was slow and steady gains, which is basically what you want. All right, so this one's been tested over 1,000 trades. Of those 1,000 trades, just under 72% of those were profitable. That does imply that this one's going to have a higher average loss than average gain. So it is reliant on this as being a higher win rate. And what else do we want to be going over? All the rest of these numbers are based off of just the starting equity and whatnot that I put into on the TradingView backtester. So may or may not be relevant to you. I'm not saying that if you're trading one Bitcoin, that's not going to be your net profit, and it's also not going to be the percentage is also going to be relevant as well, because TradingView does it a weird way. They base it off of your starting equity. It's outside of the scope of this damn conversation. All right, so what indicators are going to be using for this particular setup? We're going to be using one, the HPDR bands, which is what you see in the background right here. Two, we're going to be using the HPDR-V, which is what you see right here. Three, we're going to be using the PMARP, which is what you see right here. Nothing else, actually. Pretty simple here. So that's basically it. I could even get rid of the HPRO, but I like to have that there for other strategies. And yeah, now we can go through the trade checklist. So this strategy, of course, is focused on the 15-minute time frame. No other time frame, but you could perhaps apply to other time frames. Again, because I know I'm gonna get this fucking question in the comment section. Can you apply this to other time frames or other assets? Just fucking backtest it yourself, man. I'm sure it'll be different. You're probably going to want to use slightly different settings, if I had to guess, to get similar results. Or maybe you do just get better results out of the box. I don't know. But you can do this yourself because you have the tools here. Or you can just wait for me to do it. Which is fucking annoying. No, just kidding. But yeah, what are we going to be using? We already spoke about it, but the HPDR-V, sample 13 on that one. HPDR bands, sample length 14 on that one, and then the PMARP default at 350 look back, 21 length VWMA, moving average type. Now, for this next part right here, what defines a risk management parameter? I include this because I think it's always important to like have a more active risk management component, just looking even below like the range lows or trend lows. But when I actually tried that style of risk management on this particular strategy, the bad portion of this strategy right here basically gave up almost all of the gains. So take that for what it's worth. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that this one does not have a dedicated risk management, at least in the way that I've backtested this one. So, if you are more risk averse, then I'd still probably say to have it there. Or maybe like just a blind percentage loss. I'm sure that you could probably that would actually be my first way of optimizing this one is to put in a stop loss based off percentage. And, it could be very, very high, but even then that's probably going to be the best bang for buck. But basically it's just entry and exit here. So how will positions be entered? We need to see PMARP below 60 percentile. We need to see the HPDR VMA moving average, either negative or flat. And price action must be closing below the lower range 1. So that's just the blue range right here on the HPDR band. So all of the closures below the bottom end of the blue range do constitute or do fulfill that piece of criteria. Again, HPRV, the moving average must be negative or flat. And then of course we have the PMARP needs to be below 60. And then how positions be exited, super fucking simple here. When PMARP is above 70 percentile on closure, get out. Get out. And then of course, optimization considerations. These results right here were back tested without looking at Thursday and Sunday. So when it's Thursday and Sunday, I would strongly suggest not to trade the strategy. The results will be significantly worse. And in fact, that's generally true of most lower term time frame strategies if they are going to be long only. Thursday and Sunday, just don't treat them that well. Just is what it is. And then also, if you are using this tool, the Krown Quant automation, this tool right here, we can just input all of these things and then have it, spit out the back tester for you, and then also, automate the execution of these trades for you as well if you really, really want. What you should do is you should set the time to GMT minus 10 for these exact results. That would be the one that you're looking for. So yeah, other than that, it's pretty straightforward. We can see through the strategy tester that in the performance summary, we can see that the average amount of bars and trades of both wins and losses is 15. But what's interesting about this is that the average amount of bars in trade of the winning trades was 10, and in the losing trades is 28. So, the longer that if you are in these trades and it starts to go, above like 10, 15, especially 20 bars from your entry, it's more and more likely to be a loss. Probably better to just, get out and take the loss right there. So fair enough. Other than that, largest winning trade, largest losing trade, some pretty big numbers here on both sides, 7 and 10 respectively, which is pretty fucking big for a 15-minute. These were obviously like major outlier situations, but over the course of 2.5 years, that will naturally happen. Average winning trade is about half of the average losing trade, by the way. So again, it's very much reliant on this higher win rate right here. But over time, those numbers can play out quite well for you, at least in the way that this was done. So again, it's a pretty simplistic one, but I just wanted to show that simplicity over a long period of time, does go a long way, and that's completely fine. And yeah, there's going to be periods of losing, there's going to be periods of winning, but overall, we want the periods of winning to outweigh the periods of losing. And from there, it's just a simple matter of being consistent with it, not trading on Thursday and Sunday if you're going to be using this particular setup. And I think that's a good place for me to be leaving off on this particular video. Maybe we could just quickly go through Bitcoin as well. I mean, it is Saturday after all, so why not? What's new going on over here? Last we looked at Bitcoin yesterday. I did say I think it's probably going to be mostly sideways now. I think realistically, if it was going to take off to the upside, that would have happened on Thursday. We can see the median on the HPDR bands coming around about 42.7 now. I'm not getting much from this. What does this tell me? It tells me that we're probably going to see Bitcoin continue to range into the end of this year. I don't think Bitcoin's going to go up significantly more or go down significantly more. It's probably going to go sideways between the current highs about 44 and the current lows above 41, and real direction would be shown probably around early 2024 if I had to guess. I still do think Bitcoin probably has one more move to the upside before the overall upside move is kind of done for a while, and then we'll come back to it after that. But not really what I want to get into on today's video. I want to keep it focused on this over here. So yeah, hopefully this was in some way helpful. Again, you can get the indicators in question in the link in the description below. Krown Quant Automation is there for you. That's the one that can do the back testing, and you can manipulate all the different settings like you see over here quite simply, which I'll just show them really quickly. There you go. Boom, 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 and then the days traded is here. There you go. And then of course the HPDR bundle, which does have, well, all of the HPDR indicators, but the ones that we use today as well. So cool. That's going to do it for today. I want to wish you the best, whether it's a holiday season for you or not. Hopefully it's a good time. It's a nice cheerful time in your life. And yeah, as always, wishing the best. Take care, much love, and see you hopefully tomorrow for Christmas Eve.